Good day, Tragic here, and welcome to Through the Ages. This is the Android version running in BlueStacks, and we are just about to start. I did the big introduction video, but if you want to go watch it, let's sort of go an overview of how the game works. But we are playing the first challenge mode, so this is easy, and hopefully I'm not going to embarrass myself. I'm not a particularly good player. I mean, I've played this game a lot over the years, but I'm only as good as my competition, which isn't very good. So we start the game with one action because we're going first. So I'm going to take an urban growth card, like so, and end my turn. And I do my first production, so I earn, and he takes Moses, and he produces a whole bunch of stuff. And we are now in the Age 1, the Middle Ages. So now it's a full turn, we can do all the stuff we want to do. So if I click on the cards, you can see that I've produced the 2 resources for each of my little dudes. And if you can see at the top here, I've produced the 1 technology. Now, if you look at the main map, they've visually done this. I mean, I would have preferred it to be defaulted to cards, but this actually, you get used to this pretty quickly. Basically, each of these little lights on the map counts for a worker. So this says 2 lights, there's 2 workers, and that's about that. So now the choice is what we're going to do for our turn. You can see over here we have our, I didn't actually talk about this in the thing, this is, I'll talk about that as we do it. I forgot to do that in the introduction. Okay, so let's get into this. What have we got here? Colossuses. I think I'm going to take another urban growth. And I think I'm going to move this guy up here. I'm going to build. I think it's very important in the early game to always have a worker available. And finally, what's cultural heritage? That's just points, isn't it? I think I'm going to take this one. Just get an early start. Now I'm producing 3 iron. Chooses Moses, does he? Okay. It's kind of annoying, all that text. I suppose I'll leave it on, might make it a bit easier. So I'm going to take my favorite early leader. Oh, first it's the political phase. Now, in the political phase, at the end of the turn, you draw political cards that come from here, right? And what you do is, when you play these cards, you put them into a stack, and then you draw from, so see how there's nothing in here? So we're currently drawing from this stack here, and then we're placing cards in here. So if I play Raiders, right? That card with that effect, the weakest civilization loses a total of 2 food and or resources. That will go into here. And then once this whole deck has been depleted, we'll start drawing from here. So a big part of this game is sort of knowing what's going on with that deck, because it's sort of open information, but you can't look at it. So I know that if I play this card, I have to have the strongest civilization by military might after these 4 cards run out, and it's drawing the next card. Now all these cards, these 4 here, are the default Antiquity Age cards, so they're all good. They do nothing but good things. So I'm going to play this for sure, and then I've got to make sure that my civilization, oh, I get 2 rep, that's nice. I've got to make sure that I don't have the weakest civilization. See, at the moment, we're 1 each, because we've only got our 1 warrior. So, I'm going to take, maybe I'll take Aristotle. I really like this guy because he gives me extra actions, but I also really like Aristotle, who gives us extra technology points, which is good in early game. I think I'll take Aristotle just for something. I mean, we are playing easy, so it's not too much of an issue. And I'm also going to take the knights, and I'm going to play this. Now, basically, this means when I have multiple guys, I can I get an extra bonus. So if I have 3 warriors, I'll have the 3 points plus the 2 points from my tactics. Now this is new in the sequel. As the game continues, the tactics move into the common tactics where anyone can copy them. But in this early stage, I just want to get it out of the way just so I can move it from my hand. I'm going to be upgrading to knights anyway. And I've still got, oh no, I didn't take, I took Aristotle, didn't I? Yeah, so that's the end of my turn. Okay. Blam. Builds a lab. Okay, an iron is coming down. They're very, very, very popular. Iron is an upgrade to our mines. I like to get an iron pretty early. You can see my tactic has moved into common. And you can see my corruption now is super high. So I've got 4. I've got to spend lots of resources this turn. So the first thing I'm going to do is develop my knight. Oh, I've got to do a... I'll skip my politics. First I'm going to do my knight, develop the 5 technology. And then I'm going to build that knight and see how that used a red action to build that knight, not a white action because it's a military thing. I'm going to make sure I build again. Because I'm going to use... okay, so what's happening here is I've got a card that reduces the cost of food. Now I don't want to use that because I want to make sure I'm trying to fix my corruption. So I'm just going to play it without playing the action card. And you can see I've got my first... I am now discontent, which isn't particularly good, but still better than being corrupt. And I think I'm going to take iron into my hand. And I've got 2 corruptions, so that was a pretty bad turn. I'm already sucking at this game. Corruption doesn't seem to be nearly as brutal as it used to be. Okay, so we're now approaching the level 2 people. So I didn't really take advantage of Aristotle because I didn't take enough technology cards. It's kind of sucky. May as well do an aggression. This is just going to get stuff out of his hand. So he's discarded cards to fail the aggression. There's no loss for that, as far as I know. And now we're in our phase. So I can't produce iron because I need 5 technology. What have we got? Leonardo da Vinci. He increases labs and libraries. Printing press. We could take St. Peter's. That gives us 2. Each other card or worker that gives you at least 1 happiness now gives you an extra 1 happy face. It's pretty amazing. Basically means we are no longer sad for the rest of the game. So that's pretty strong. We also have theocracy. I might take Michelangelo. He's the theaters and the stuff. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here is build another worker. This time I'm going to use Thingo. Then I'm going to put this guy up to here. Build with urban growth. I've got 2 actions left, and I think I'm going to take St. Peter's. Now you can see now that I'm producing a happiness and a, victory point, I'm no longer discontent. I really did badly picking that leader. +2. Wow. So he's absolutely thrashing me at the moment. Okay. Skip politics, so I've got no political cards. I'm going to produce my iron. And I'm going to move my workers up, like so. And with my last point, I think I'm going to take, what's this cost? 4 engineering, 3 less. I'm going to take engineering genius. Maybe I should take code of laws. I'm actually at +1, so I'm going to take engineering genius. Okay. Each player with an idle worker may immediately build a warrior unit for free. Okay. I'm going to build a free warrior. That's what a good idea to have spare workers in the Age of Antiquities events. You can see that we've got 1 card until those cards that we're placing in. Let's do a rebellion. Each civilization immediately spends 2 civil actions without effect per discontent worker. Okay, so we're putting that in the deck. So we basically got to not have discontent workers now. Okay, so Genghis Khan I really like. Monarchy is out. It costs 3. Swordsman's out. Genghis Khan. See, the thing is, it's hard to... See, this monarchy I'd take in a 4-player game because it wouldn't be there by the end, but in a 2-player game it might still be there, so I'm not quite sure what to do here. Let's do engineering genius. Let's get another worker. And I'm going to use these 2 to take Genghis Khan. And I don't want to build that worker because I'm trying to keep them in the pile for now. Okay. So he's upgraded his workers and he's got corruption. Masses of corruption. Okay, so skip politics. I've got no political cards. I'm going to take this monarchy. I think I really need an irrigation. Okay, so let's build that. So I've built my first wonder. Let's put out Genghis. Now, let's play this for our tactic, and you can see because Genghis Khan allows me to use people as cavalry units, I've now got this tactic active because I've got 1 cavalry unit and 2 warriors, so that counts as 3. And also I'm getting +3 VPs for that. And finally, I guess I'll take see, the question is, I think I'm going to, oh, actually, I think I know what the next card's going to be because I've placed it. So I'm actually going to build another temple, another lab. And I've got a discarded card here. I'm going to get rid of this one because I can only hold as many cards as I have red action points. Okay. Constitutional monarchy, that's what I should have waited for. Okay. Irrigation. Oh wait, first I've got to develop my territories. Discontent worker, I've got no discontented workers, so nothing. Now what? The question is, coming up to 40 minutes, so I think I'm gonna call this video and do another one. I'll see you guys next time.